We begin the third shir of Yachad Lebebenu Ois Gimel, page 22. And this is what it means to unite our hearts to love and fear God. What is the point of davening? We explained how great davening is and how important it is that a person should daven and his whole day will be affected. But what is this thing that brings out the Ava and Yira? Not only that a person does not daven, he's not going to be accepted above nachas ruach with a nice scent above. And how is this? How do we know that? And not how do we know? How do we take this? That without this, there's going to be that all the Torah mitzvahs that a person learns is dependent on davening. So that's the request that we have. That we tell God Yachad Lebebenu, which means to unite our hearts, to bring us to Ava v'Yira, to bring us that we should love and fear God, and then we should have Yirachem Shalamaylo Yirachem Ulov Sheyu Ichud Halavavos, that we should be have mercy, should be taken mercy upon from above, and we should have a connection and a unity up above with the hearts, even down below. So when you're asking for the unity of the hearts, so there's two ways of how to ask this request. One is just for the sake of uniting our hearts. That we don't care about the actual unity of the hearts. All we care about is that we can get to Ava Yira. And how do you get to Ava Yira? You have to have the train to bring you to the destination. This is the two levels, the two ways to serve out to serve the unity of the hearts, to make the unity of the hearts. Both of them come to Ava Yira. At the end of the day, they're both going to get Ava Yira. And this, but there are two levels of Ava Yira. One Ava Yira that you can have that comes from the hearts that are connecting to each other, that the Ava and the Yira come together. And then there's also another one, Ava Yira, that comes from that the only reason why you unite the heart is to get the Ava Yira. That you don't really care about the thing, but the only way for you to get there is by doing this. So the only reason why you're doing the yichud, to have this connection, is only to bring to Ava Yira. But really, it doesn't matter. So you have the Ava Yira above and Ava Yira down below. So Ava Yira, and that's the idea that you want to get only to Ava Yira. How do you get to Ava Yira? You have to go through the train. You have to go to the train station to go on the train to bring you to your destination. But you really don't want the train. You don't care about the train. What is this concept to connect the hearts, to unite it together? So what are these two levels? That one that you just want to get to Ava Yira, and one is a thing in order to get to the. That's why you get it. That's why you're doing the yichud. But and another question you have to ask: why do we say the order shemaktim Ava Yira? We say first to love and then to fear. What about fearing then first? Seemingly, really, we should say that the Ava is greater from the Yira. Like we say, greater is someone that does it out of love than does someone serves God out of fear. So basically, whenever you're doing davening, whenever you're going up the ladder, you go from the lower to the high. So seemingly, if love is the highest level, it should be the last thing. It should be mentioned last. It should have said the fearing, and then once you get to the fearing, the awe of God, then you can get to the love of God.
I think I'm gonna go on that part.
Have a great day. This is the way. This is the measurement that you should go from the light to the heaviness. So why is Ava before Yira? You have to say the So now we're forced to say that there's many levels. When it comes to the unity of the hearts. When it says the word Yachad, to connect, you have three things. that are the yichud. We have three explanations what it means to connect. Aleph yachad pirish yichud ve'ichud shinyane achdus. The first level of yachad, which means to connect and to become one, to be in achdus, to be with brothership. This is to unite two hearts. We have Chibin Beis Levavis, like we have two hearts. Like it says in the pasuk, that you should love your God with both your hearts. And the Chacham say, does a person have two hearts? No, with two of your inclinations. You have two hearts, two inclinations that want two things. And you have to make your nefesh b'hamis, your yetzer hara, is to also love God. You have to make the second heart to love God, to be united. By connecting the hearts and becoming one, then you have this concept that you can come to this level of avavira, of habeis. And the second thing is yachad pirish. What does it mean? Yachid? It doesn't mean to unite. It means kavah miyuchat. Means it's designated. It's a special place that is established and designated for this thing. Like it says yachid le'makim, that you should establish for him a place. Shehumakim kavua miyuchat, and you should make a place that's established, and it's a special place. Shalidizah, through that, and then you go out of their place. That you go there for a designated place. You go there in order to eat. The dining hall, you go there to eat. That's only what it's made for, only to go eat there. That the whole point is that you establish the place just that you could go do what you need to do there. And you only do that thing in that thing, right? You don't eat in your bed. You eat in the place where you're supposed to eat, where you designated a place to eat. That was the second explanation. The first explanation was to unite like a achdus. The second explanation, which is to establish a place, like a designated place, to where this is yachid. That's where you're going to be a yichud place over there. And this third one, like yachid pirish bidur. The third yachid means that you not only is it that these explanations of uniting and to designate. The other yachad means to make it clean and to make it to mevar sign, to extract and make it nice. It says that they knew for certainty that this is where the Aron was buried. Pirish Harav, and so the Rav in the Mishnah explains when it says b'yachid, when it says to be yichud, that they were able to be yichud where the Aron is. They were able to clarify. They were able to see exactly where it is. It was very clear to them where the Aron was. Yeah, so that's what she closed. So now these three explanations of Yachad you can understand when it comes to this achdus, when it comes to the connection, the unity. This is to unite our hearts. So you could beautifully, what you could do over here, you could combine two production over here. To connect and unite our hearts. That the heart is established especially for godliness. Only for godliness. They can have one heart to the Father in heaven. And you won't have any other desires or willpowers and others. When it comes to other things, he doesn't want anything else besides godliness. That's the first level. By you having unity with unite our hearts, by uniting the heart in the beginning, that it's for only godliness and nothing else, then you can have the level that it's going to be that it's going to be klor, and it's going to be clear. Which is the drawing down the atzmis, the essence. What's higher than his understanding and his feel. It's not an actual connection to the divine, to the essence. You're not trying to get to a level that's higher than understanding and emotion. The Hamshacha Atzmis is something that's higher than understanding. So how does a person get connected to something higher than understanding? Agdomas hasaga, by understanding the thing, by understanding that there's something to daher. At first, when a person wants to get through his avodah in davening, he has to first think about things that he can understand based on his brain. Not think about the highest level of Atzilus. Rather, he should talk about things that he can understand in his brain. Then he could go and be drawn up, all the way up, from down below, down up, all the way up to the Hamshacha Atzmis. Then you could go sichlis. You could go higher than your brain understands even. You could even go to a higher level. And then when a person he understands things, then he could go and say, I don't understand things. That's the higher than his understanding, even though it's higher than understanding, nevertheless he's able to be grabbing a little bit and feeling a little bit of this level of clarkite that he could have. And what is this concept? Being the base meaning hamshachas, ha'achayis. These two levels, these two ways of grading thing. One higher than the seichel, one is one the seichel. Both of these stuff come from God's infinite light. These two levels of understanding and not understanding are the two levels of a Malik Kolomim and Seviv Kolomim. First one is, because they both come from Eirin Seif. One is Mamalik Kolomim. Mamalik Kolomim means that it's not surrounding, it's internal surrounding, that it's inside the thing, that it's tailor-made exactly for it. Shibab is Chalkus, it comes through many steps and differentiations. It comes through each world and level based on how it's supposed to be, that this is enclosed inside of it, tailor-made. And the second level of Eirin Sev Kolamim, which is the level that it's higher, it's exalted from the world, that it's a level that it surrounds, that the power surrounds the object. Excuse me. Not the suit that encloses the person. Rather, it's the thing around the light around the suit. It's the energy surrounds the suit, that surrounds the hand when the hand is pushing with the energy. That energy around it, that is a Saiva Kolomim. But the energy internally, the inside the sinews and the bones and the strength inside, that's internal. That's what Malik Kolomim. That's in each individual thing of the bones, of the body, and the tissues. That's what Malikum. That's the energy inside. But the encompassing, the surrounding energy of the hand, that's the level of Seivil Kolomim. That God is around everything. It's not only internal, it's also external. So when a person, so these are two levels of the two levels of bringing down the Chayas from Eirin Seif. So one is understanding in your brain, and one's higher than your understanding. So it goes b'chvinyan. It's a base Eirin Seif Kolam she'eina ba b'chayis prat b'chol ha'elam ki im she'shevel makul kum ha'shwa. That what's one of the differences between Mamali and Seivim? One of the differences between Mamali is that the filling is only exactly in this thing. That in the other thing, it could be a different way of how to express the energy and the light. However, when you're saying something that's encompassing and surrounding, then everything is there equally. That the rotzain, the willpower of a person is always around the person. It's not in. There's no place where a person says, "This is where my willpower is." Your willpower is all over yourself. There's no place to pinpoint exactly. That it surrounds makiv kol b'shvav, and it is a level of makiv. Which is these are a lot of complicated concepts, but to break it down, that when we say about this mamalikomim, that tailor-made individual energy that is coming down, you can't compare from the highest levels of Atzilus to compare to the lowest levels in Biyah, because when you're drawing down, when you're bringing down this Eirin Seif, you're bringing down the infinite light of Hashem. So over there in Atzilus, everything is revealed. And then when it goes down all the way to this world, then we can feel that we exist and there's something else that we're something besides God. That doesn't show. It's not a level of how it was in the highest levels. Because in the highest levels, think about the energy. The energy in the brain is way more compared to the pinky of a person, and the energy of the head, the Atzilus, let's say, for example, that is the highest level. That's all the powerhouses in the head. Right? And then when it goes all the way down through the Shtalshus, through the levels, and then all the way down to the feet and to the toe, that's the last level. That's like the lowest level. That does not come. You can't compare the energy that there is on the brain, because there's nothing compared to the brain. It's a rather a shine, a glow of what it was up above. And the revelation of the head, the Atzilus, yeah, that's higher with no comparison to how down below to be. The Atzilus because Atzilus, you have the opening of the valve of the tziner, of this fountain that comes from Ein Sof, that's being drawn from Ein Sof Baruch Hu Begilui. And to be revealed. And the next level is even greater than the lower level down below. That the creation, the Elam Abriya, which is the first physical or spiritual existence, that it says, I'm a yesh, I'm a something. That from nothingness of the godliness that comes down to create something. That it looks like it's nothing compared down to below. Down below, it's being revealed that there is something down below. You feel that there's a creating source that you could feel that's making something. That the third level, which is the formation world. That's not the loyesh but nevertheless, the third world, the Yitzira, the formation world, is even greater than the down below to the world of Asiya. That's the Ruchni. Because when it comes to the Oir, and the Elam HaYisira is greater than the Elam HaSiyah Ruchni. The Elam HaSiyah ain't made Oysa HaOir VaGil the Elam HaYisira. Elishu Oir Mitzumtum Yoser. Rather, you have to say that it's a contracted light. Especially in the world, especially into every single world. In each level of the worlds, you have 10 levels of the spheres. And the Hainu Levadza, Sheshes Chalkus Kolis, spheres. This is all in the level of Mamalikum. This is all the level of the subdivision categories that you can say that the energy goes down, tailor-made for each thing, so it goes through each level of the 10 spheres in each world. You can't compare the 10 spheres up above, of Atzilus, from Atzilus all the way down to the 10 spheres of Bria. You can't compare the Bria all the way to the end. It's not only that, then not only that, even each 10 spheres in every single world, you have a level in the actual spheres, so we're breaking apart each thing, from Atzilus all the way to Asiya, and then from Asiya, how it expresses down into the Esser spheres is different. And even in the Esser spheres itself of each world, you can't compare it to one to another. Because when you come to the level of Chachma, the highest point, you have more a revelation of godliness that's revealed in Chachma than to Bina. Even though that the Chachma is just a dot, it's just a general way to get godliness. It's not a specific. It's a level that's encompassing light of in general. Bina begins to spashus, and the level of Bina, which is to expand it and to express it, that's the level of spashus to bring it out. That it's more expressive and it's more defined what this light is. That the level of Chachma is even higher than the level of Bina. And when the next levels, and then the levels going down from Chachma down to Bina, then you have the level of Chachma and Bina is the Miyot Yoser. It's very, very little compared to how it is in the Chachma and Bina when it goes all the way down to Tiferes, to Chabad, and to Chagas, And that's a very low level of the expression of godliness. And when you go to the malchus, level of the malchus, which is to give from everything that it took from before and to bring it down to the next level, to the next world. Over there, you have very, very low. And all of this is because there's this chalkus, because there's a division in the level of a molecule that it's in tailor-made. Now, to end off, when it comes to the Eira and Seif, the God's infinite light that's encompassing the world, that's surrounding it, you don't have to explain all these levels, you don't have to have a page to explain all this. All you could say is that there's all a level of Seivim, they're all surrounding a Makif, and they're around, and they're encompassing Kol Ha'edmus B'Shava Gemura, that they're all together with one light.